state service falls under period fold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of
So I
all,
will give it to you.
First of all, thanks for coming to this session. The agenda for this session is to give a training for the PR creation and BO creation. This training upon the finance request, the reason for that, they found some problems in the creation of the PR, requisition, and the BOs. As most of you know, that we have three major categories for the DR and the BOs. We have the IT requisition, we have the communication requisition, and we have the internal purchasing for your business unit. Finance team found that there are overlap or conflict between these three categories. Some of you are creating a purchase requisition under their business unit related to IT item, and vice versa. So we hopefully that in this training we will clarify the three categories we finance categorize for these items. As Mr. Neil mentioned, that it's the concept of shared service. The communication and IT are shared service, which under the holding financial box. So once you create a requisition or PO related to communication or IT, just make sure that the items you raised in this requisition is related to IT or communication. Currently, we don't have any distinguish in the application on the ERB for these kind of items. In other words, you can create an internal requisition for a laptop, for an IT item, or for business card, for a communication item. You and only you can specify the category of the item. Is it related to IT? Is it related to communication? Or is it related to your own purchasing? Your spare parts, your internal purchasing for your business unit. We hope that we will clarify this point during the session, the training session, and we are most gladly to receive your question or clarification in the end of the session. I leave the mic to Mr. Wael. He's the supply chain consultant. He's the expert in this area. And
thank you, Nabi. Thank you, Neil. So, just first of all, I will start my presenting my agenda, which topics we are going to talk about today. Then, after presenting our agenda, I will start with the live demonstration in our test environment. I will show you how to start the requisition creation from the beginning till reaching the point of purchase order approval, then receiving and everything. So the first topic is navigation. Navigation means how to navigate through the application from responsibility to another responsibility, from form to another. What are the forms terminology? Some terminologies that we should be aware. I will highlight these different terminologies related to the Oracle forms. Then next topic is use requisition template. There is actually one very good feature. I think maybe you are not using it, which is requisition template. It's mainly used to reduce the data entry. Means if you have like some kinds of requisition that you are requesting regularly or periodically, so you can use the requisition template function. So you can make use each time when you go to the requisition form, and instead of filling item by item or entering item by item in the requisition form, you can call the template, and just by clicks you can create the requisition. By few clicks you can just enclose the lines from the template and add it, as we will see in the demo. Next topic is types of requested item, and here is the point. Because some items, based on some items, you need to select the proper responsibility. Means if you are requesting like IT items, you have to switch to the IT responsibility. If you are creating like communication items, there is a specific responsibility for communication items only. However, the system will not stop you to create or to use any item anywhere. But here it's your full control to identify which responsibility you need to use to create your requisition, whether it is communication or IT or some other items like stationery or any other expense items. Next topic is how to create the purchase requisition for any different items, if it is IT related, communication related, or it's like generic expense or anything else. Then some other features, just I mentioned here, I need to highlight it also, like preferences feature. It's available feature in the purchase requisition form. This feature will reduce also the data entry, because if you remember, in the requisition form, sometimes you have to fill in each line which organization, which location, need by date, certain fields you need to fill it item by item, even if you are going to create a requisition with 10 lines, with 100 lines, with more, with this. Certain fields you have to fill it line by line, but with knowing this feature, which is requisition preferences, you can default these fields for all the lines. When you create it, it will automatically populate in the requisition line. Next is another feature which is placed on navigator. We will see this this feature also. It's like one feature, very good feature also. You can, if you are creating a requisition and just you will go for some other work and you need to go back to the same requisition, you can just place it on somewhere on the navigator. It will be similar to your desktop. So when you click on the requisition icon, it will open that requisition. So it will give you a note that this is your requisition number, and it will give you like quick access to your incomplete requisition to process or to move forward to the next step. After that is how to update, how to delete, how to do different actions after creating requisition, how to do different actions. Then submitting for approvals, how to submit it for the next approver, how to review the action history, how to follow up the requisition, then how to cancel or close or do like further action after approving the requisition. This is the requisition part. After that, we will come to the purchasing part, purchase order part, which is auto create. Auto create, it is a known function for buyers, for procurement team. They will use this function to convert the approved requisition to a purchase order. Then receiving a purchase order, and after converting the requisition to purchase order, the next step is to approve it and do the receiving a transaction or the GRN. Then return to supplier if required, and BO cancel if required. This is our main topics that we will start. And just here I'm differentiating, I'm highlighting like the difference between the different items, which is the first topic here. So as we said, we have like IT items. So based on the IT items, I have to select the KGL group IT purchasing requester. This is the specified responsibility that we need to use for IT related items. And for communication items, we have a different responsibility, KGL group communication purchasing. And for other items, we have, it depends if you are creating a requisition for holding. So we have requester responsibility for holding. If you are creating for different business unit, we have requester responsibility for each different business unit. Here there is an important point to differentiate between whether to choose IT holding responsibility to create your IT requisitions or to use like your own responsibility related to your business unit. Yani, I mean here, if you can see, items is applied. First point to identify whether I need to create this requisition in IT holding or not. The first question is this requisition or these items required is managed, or this project is managed by IT holding or not? Managed by IT means IT holding is responsible to supply the required IT related items to this business unit or to this project. This is the first question. I need to know the answer. If the answer is yes, that means I need to go to the next question. Next question is this item supplied by KGL or not? Because some items will never be supplied by KGL, like tracking system will never be supplied by KGL IT. So I should not use IT responsibility to create a requisition for tracking system under IT holding. But some items is supplied by IT holding, like PCs, laptop, printers, toners, network, like these highlighted items, servers related to a project managed by IT. So these highlighted items is supported by IT. So if these items are required and this project is managed by IT holding, so in this case you can only use IT holding responsibility to create your requisition. Is that clear till now? Okay, any questions here? Any inquiries? Okay, so the next step, I will go to the application. I will start with next topic. Which is navigation. So here I'm using the test instance, so I have resetted the password for some users, from some actual existing user, to represent the cycle, the actual cycle of requisition creation. So in the beginning, I will use my my login to just identify some generic things related to the requisition, which is applicable to any type of requisition, regardless of what requisition you are creating. So these kind of things are related to any requisition. So after login, this is the login screen. This is my login. Here I have the list of responsibilities. So whatever responsibility you need, you need to click. So after you click the responsibility, we have something called a menu. So each responsibility contains some menus. Like here, alert manager is menu, and system is menu, and so on. So here, if I'm selecting like responsibility for requester, so I have here holding, purchasing requester. I will find here the menu. The first menu is KGL holding purchasing requester. Here, reports and work center and receiving and so on. Each responsibility here, each responsibility, you will have different menus, and under each menu you will have function. Each one of these is called a function. Requisition is a function, requisition summary is a function, and so on. So here I will start with the requisition function, which will open the requisition form. When you click the function, it will open the form. Okay, so here I open the requisition form. So you can close it from here, from X, or from file requisition, from file close requisition, close form. So here you can close the form. And again, this screen is called the navigator screen, where you will find all the same functions that you see here. You will find it. This is the contents of requester responsibility. So no need to go back to this web page and choose different function or reopen the requisition form from here again. So no need to go to the web page here, to the login screen, and open the requisition. Just once you have this navigator open, so you can navigate from here, from function to another function. So I'm opening back the requisition form here. And also you will have here the top 10 list option, so you can select your most function that you are using. So you can click here to add it to the top 10 list, and you can move it back up to 10 maximum. You can identify the functions that you need to see instead of navigating here from submenus to submenus and so on. So here I'm opening the requisition form. So you will find the contents of the requisition form here. We have toolbars, which have all the toolbars and different commands. Here we have the requisition header, which have the operating unit, number, description, requisition type, and here we have the lines. Okay, so here, as you can see, in the requisition header, you will find the operating unit represented here. So each responsibility have access to only one single operating unit. So here I'm using requester holding responsibility, so I can access only the holding business unit. So when you open here, you cannot find any different business units. Okay, So some fields you will find with different colors, like you will find this is with yellow color, this is with white color, this is with gray color, and so on. So it has meaning also. So here, the yellow color means you cannot skip that field. It is mandatory. You have to fill. Okay? And the other field, which is white field, means it's optional field. You can skip it, you can enter it. Yani, for example, you can create a requisition with category or with item or with both. You can just enter a category in case of expense items. You need to create a requisition for expense. So in this case, you need to open the category and identify the categories and proceed with the requisition. In case it is for a spare part, so you need to select the spare part item code from the list and proceed with the requisition. Okay, some fields you will find it with gray color, which is dimmed or disabled. You cannot update. Like here, the preparer. So I cannot change my name as a preparer for the requisition. So from system as a security, system will keep the preparer name against update. It will not be updatable at all. But requester can be different. So I can prepare a requisition for different requester, for different employee or for different user. So here I can change the requester name, but preparer cannot be changed. Also status, it will be updated automatically from the system. Means initially when you create a requisition, the status will be incomplete. Means it's totally under your control. So you can cancel it, you can delete it, you can update it, you can do whatever you want. Still, you have access to this requisition and it's not submitted or sent to anyone else. So the status, once you submit it for approvals, the system automatically will update the status to the next status, which is in process. In process means it's awaiting somebody approvals, awaiting action from the first approval. So this status will get updated automatically. Same also for the requisition number. Requisition number will be auto-generated from the system. Once you entered all the required fields with yellow color and then save the requisition, automatically the system will generate the requisition number as be the next sequence number, and you cannot update also, and so on. So mainly we have header details. It will be for the entire document, like also description. So if you want to describe your requisition, you are requesting something for stationery, requesting something for IT, whatever. So you can here enter some description, so it will help you. When you search for this requisition, you can search by the description itself. Also, when you do some researches in the requisition summary, you will find the number beside the description, so you can know, you can remember what is this requisition, it's related to what items. Okay. So this is the header information. For the lines here, we have the line sequence. It will be automatically generated for each line. Here the type will be goods by default if you are using KGL holding. But in case you are using for IT, automatically system will default IT goods for IT, and it will be communication for communication. So this is the majority. These kind of things we can differentiate it by using responsibility. Means when you use the IT holding, the main purpose of using the IT holding, you are accessing the IT holding business unit or the holding business unit. Number two, the system will force the line type for you, which is IT item. Number three, the approvals. System will enforce you to a certain approval hierarchy related to the IT. This is the only control from system side. First one, it is the IT. System will default to the line type. Number two, also the approvals will be under control. Number three, system will give you the business unit. Okay, so these are the main points which are controlled by system by using responsibility. Rather than this, if you open the list of items, I can select IT items here. However, it is not IT responsibility. Okay, so system will not control you here, will not stop you here. So this point you need to control it from your side. Okay, so this is the line type. Here is the item. As you can see, item is optional because for some cases I do not have stock. I do not have like inventory. It's just I'm requesting something for expense, for stationery, for whatever. So in this case, item is not required. It's optional. You can skip it and go to the next field, which is category. So category here, and also when you see this icon or this style like dots, that means it is list of value. List of value, it is one of the forms terminology. List of value means it's a predefined value. You have to select from predefined value. Means what? If I'm creating for spare parts or if I'm creating for IT, in this case I have to select item. If the item is not available in the list, so that means I cannot create. I have to ask the person who is responsible to maintain the item list to define the new item, then I can use it and proceed with the requisition. So, and also I cannot create item on a spot. And here the item is not there, so I cannot create it from here. I cannot create it from the requisition form. There is a different responsibility, different forms to maintain the item definition, to maintain the item master. Okay. Then category, here we have 5 segments for the category: class, type, brand, subgroup, parts group. Okay, so here if you don't know the category, so it's also predefined. It is a master. Master means we have to select from existing. If it does not exist, so we need to define a new category. However, we have also like generic combination, generic category combination, miscellaneous. You can fill it and maintain the details of the item in the description. Okay, so how to find or how to search for a category? We have combination. Check combination button here. Just click the combination button, then you can search by percentage. Enter. It will open all the available category combination in the list of values. So you can choose which category combination you need. So it will show you the 5 segments here. You can move right and left and see the details of. Also you can search here if I need like stationery, so I can select stationery, which stationery I need. You have stationery, miscellaneous, Excel, whatever, different combination you will find, and it's unique combination also. So whatever combination you need, so just you need to select and OK or double click. System will show the category which you selected, and these are the values you selected. Okay, so this is a category and how to choose category. So in any list of value you can use, here I'm clearing again, I'm clicking on combination, enter. So here this is the concept of searching in any list of value using a percentage, and in between you can enter your search criteria to find, like as I did, like stationery. You can move like that and choose the whatever category you need. Here is the item description, so you can enter the detail of the item description. Here the unit of measure, because this is not an item, this is not an inventory item, it is just a category, so you have to tell the system which unit of measure you need from the list of value. Also you will have each, you will have piece, whatever unit of measure. You can use the same concept to search. If it does not exist, it will not appear. Maybe books. So like that, I search for books and it's available like this. Or when you open the list of value direct, when you open the list of value here without clicking anything, just go to the keyboard, click E. It will find the unit of measure starting with E. If it is more here, because it's only one, so it's automatically appearing. If it is many, so the system will shortlist the unit of measure. like that. Searching by beat will show back, ball, whatever, any existing unit of measure available with this. Okay, then quantity, then price is required. So system will accept the 0 price, so you can enter 0 price, or if you know the price, or you have to mention the price at per the normal procedure you are following. Here is the need by date. It must be future date. Even it can be today, but you have to increase the time. So system will not accept the exact or the current date or past date and the need by date. Here organization, here is the location. So I will open the list of value. All these list of values you have to choose from existing. So I will search for holding, KGL holding. This is the main fields which you need to fill to proceed with your requisition. So now I click on the next line, the second line. So sequence number 2, as you can see, generated for the next line. So if I'm trying to go back to the first line, I'm not able to go back, because you can see there are mandatory fields I have to fill. But here in this case, what I should do to go to the previous line again, so I need to clear the record. So to clear the record, you have clear record icon here, or from the keyboard you can press F6 from the keyboard to clear this record. So I cleared the record, so I will go back to the previous record again. Okay, the next thing is distributions. Distributions means the account. You have to fill the distribution. Okay, so here this is related to the finance, so you need to check which expense account you need to use in case of expense items. If it is inventory item, if you are requesting something for the store, for the warehouse, and you are selecting the item code, so system automatically will show the account and you cannot update it. So because it's inventory item, it will go to the stock, it will impact the stock account. Okay, so here I have charge account for, I can use it for, so just I will paste it here when I open, so you can see the charge account detail, full segments, company, LOP, location, and so on. Okay, press OK, and then now you can save the requisition. So the number is generated now. So this is the requisition number. Okay, so if I'm going to the next line, again some fields I have to fill. Like again I have to mention the organization, however it is same. After I fill the organization, the location will be blank, so I need to fill the location. Next, I need to fill also the need by date for each line. So here we have the preference feature in the requisition header, which you can use it to default some items which will be repeated with each line, like organization, location, need by date, and also the charge account. Okay. So how to use this preferences feature? Just you need to, I will clear the record from here, or from the keyboard F6, or from the toolbars. So I will go to the requisition header, open tools, then select preferences. From preferences here you can select organization, and location. Okay, what else? Here also you can select the charge account, so it will be defaulted also. I think I have to copy. So any fields from these fields you can just enter it here in preferences, and when you click apply, while creating a new line, all these fields will be filled automatically from the preferences. And this preferences feature, it is as per session. As per session means once you log out okay, these data will be automatically cleared. So system will not keep it forever. It's per session. When you close the requisition form and create a new one, the same data is available. So you can use still default these fields. But once you log out, so these data will be cleared. You have to fill it again. You have to capture the fields that you need to default it for each line. Okay, so here I enter the charge account, the organization, the location, also currency is there if you are creating a requisition with a foreign currency. And here in requisition, the currency is different for each line. You can create a line with KWD and line with USD and so on. Why? The concept behind this is each requisition, each line can be converted to a different purchase order and can be purchased from different suppliers. You can purchase one line local and one line from outside the country. Okay, that's why they are maintaining the currency at the requisition line. But at the requisition header, you will find the entire amount converted automatically to KWD, to the local currency. System will maintain the header with the KWD, but for lines, it will be maintained with different currencies. Okay. So when you click apply, that's all. So just you need to click apply and close the form. Then next, when you go to the next line, you can see organization and location get defaulted automatically. So here, I want to use the same category. So no need to open the same list of value and search for the same category again and fill the same fields again. So just here you can press Shift F5, you will copy from the previous record. Shift F5, you can copy from the previous field. Description, you can copy and update also. Shift F5 here, unit of measure, Shift F5. So here, by this way, you can reduce the typing or the data entry time. This is not default on me. Future date, okay. Then save. Once you save, go to the distribution, you will find the charge account automatically defaulted. Okay, but without preferences, you have to fill the charge account for each line. Okay, so next point is place on navigator. So now I have processed the requisition partially and I have to do some other work, then I have to go back to the same requisition. So instead of noting the number or anything, just you can hit file, menu and click place on navigator option. Okay, then you can close the requisition form and go back to the navigator. Here you will find documents tab. Documents tab here, any document or any document like purchase order, like requisition, invoice, you choose placed on navigator, you will find it here. So it will be similar to your desktop. So you can find here the number till you remove it by click remove button. So you can remove this requisition, or even you can rename it. You can rename, by default the system will name it by requisition number, as you can see. So when you click on the icon, so it will quick open the requisition data, so you can continue with the same processing, the same requisition. Okay, then next point is how to find this requisition by some other way, like how to do query, how to do search for the requisition number. We have two different options to retrieve the data from the system. Option one is query, option 2 is find, and they are different. Query means to enter the form in the query mode. We have F11. We have two ways to query. By keyboard, just you need to click. You need to use the F11 key and enter the search criteria. If you have the number, you can fill. Then Control F11 to execute the query. This is the first way. Now I need to close the query mode. Just F4. I exit from the query mode. So now just I need to note the number to use it as a search criteria. 3824. F11 3824. So F11, I'm entering the form in the query mode. So when you click F11, you will see like some fields are highlighted with different color. So these fields you can search by any fields. If you know the description, you can fill something related to the description here between percentage. If you know the number, so you can search by the number and so on. So here, first step is to press F11, then enter your searching criteria at any of highlighted fields, then control F11, you will execute the query. 1 second. I'm searching also by today's date to find the creation date is today. Press find. Open. So I'm opening. This is the second option. Find, enter the number. Okay. Okay. I'm not noting the number. Something wrong here. Okay. Because of this one. Operating unit is not entered. I need to enter the operating unit. Okay. So go back to the requisition screen, press find, here mention the number, paste the number, enter, press OK. This is the requisition data. So from the requisition form, but keep in mind here you can find only incomplete requisitions. Means if the requisition is submitted for approvals, if it is in process, if it is approved, if it is cancelled, you cannot find it here. You cannot search by query or find or any other option. So only incomplete requisition, and also returned requisition if it is returned, because only incomplete and returned you can access in the entry form, but approved you cannot access in the entry form. You can access it only in the requisition summary form to review. Okay, so if you have a returned requisition or incomplete requisition, you can find these requisitions in the entry form, in the requisition form. Okay, so that is the like navigation topics related to the navigation. So any questions here? Anything not clear?
No, what? If you have one line and you have different account to chart, you can chart to different account. Because what I have seen only one account you can chart.
Yeah, I will show.
Yeah, please.
Okay. I will find the requisition using the requisition summary or from the navigator itself. Here I have two lines. Okay, so when I use the preferences, it is defaulting for all the line. Okay, if it is different, so no need to use the charge account in preference. Yani you can skip choosing the charge account in preferences form. Okay, and here for each line you have different distribution. Yani if you select the first line, you will have here distribution related to the first line. So you can change the account from here. Let's choose another value, another thing. So this is the account related to the first line. I will copy it here so you can see. Okay, when you go to the next line, go to the distribution, it is the previous value. So here you can see this is the distributions related to, it is different. Okay, so for each line you will have
one account,
and also more, you can have more. Yani for example, if you have like 100 quantity, 10 quantity, and you need to distribute to different lines. So here you can mention 0.5, the quantity here is 1. I can make it 2. This is a good point here. You can make it 2 and go to the distribution and make here quantity is 1. And go to next line here, quantity is 1. And you can change the account here to different value. Okay, even for each line you can have different accounts for each line. Okay, you can distribute the quantity, but you cannot exceed here. If it's 2, the system will not allow you to enter like 3. It will be within the quantity mentioned here. Okay, clear? Clear. Okay, the next thing is the requisition template. Okay, I think this function is not available in production, just I added in test, and if you feel it is required, so we can include, we can add it to your responsibility if there is a need. Just I will highlight it also. The main use of this function is to reduce the data entry. As I said, if you have like periodically requesting certain items and it's almost fixed, like 10 lines, 20 more, less, whatever, so you can list these items here in a template, and whenever you need to create a requisition, you can call that template and you can identify which lines you need by simple clicks. Okay. So here is the operating unit name, here is the template name. Just I'm choosing like stationery for example, and description, you can describe whatever description that might help you to find this template. Type is purchase requisition by default, and here you can select the items. If you have the item code, you can select the categories and description and everything here and save it, or even you can copy from existing requisition. And first time I created the requisition with 20 lines, and I do not want to repeat each time entering the same 20 lines again. So even when you already created the requisition with the 20 lines, so no need to create it again. You need to call it, you need to create the template, and here you can copy from this requisition itself. You can here just put the cursor in the line, click the copy button, just press F6 to clear the record, copy, open from here. I need to copy from requisition or from a purchase order, from requisition as example. Even you can also copy from a purchase order to create your template. Still we are talking about template. Then select the number, search for the requisition number. Here you can choose which number you need to copy your lines, you need to add in your template. Here you can search by stationery. The stationery, it is in requisition description. If you have a requisition with description stationery, so it will appear here, so you can identify I need this. Okay, so all lines will be added like that. Fine. So now you created your template even without entry, just with selecting or copying from existing requisition. Still you can add more with the same way. You can hit the copy button and identify another stationery requisition and include the items again in the same template. Still you can add manually. You can click new and you can add manually whatever categories you need and the other details. Okay, price is coming automatically and everything. Now you created your template, you saved the template, so it is ready to use it in the purchase requisition. Okay. So I open the purchase requisition form now. Go to the catalog. Okay. Here I will select the search for the template name, stationery, and press find. Here is the lines. So just you can select the lines by clicking select. So you can add the lines like that, and so on. So just need by date is not, you have to fill. I need to fill the need by date, so because it is mandatory, so that is the reason. Okay, find. So when you click, because okay, so these are the lines. If you go here, you will find need, expenses, whatever. Just so all data coming from template like that. Expense, KGL holding, need by date is here. So enter the need by date, 14, shift F5. If you enter the preferences, so it will come, select. So it will come like that. So this is the concept of the using template feature. Then we'll go to the next topic, which is approving the requisition. I will log in now with actual user to start the requisition creation for like IT requisition. So let me set. Okay. So I will log in with a requester now. Now I will use as example, like I have here responsibility for IT requisition. Communication. Sorry. Switch. So from here, just switch. Here we have IT group. Open the requisition. Holding requisition. So when you go to the lines, you will find here the line type KGL IT goods. Fine. Here you can see category is disabled. So the option of creating line with category is not available here. So you have to select item. Open the list of values. Select the start. Just enter IT. You will find all items starting with IT. IT memory card. I will select 1. The price is coming. So here, because I log out and log in, so the preferences information is not available. Okay. Need by date to be future date. Then distribution. Just use the distribution here. Unit of measure, I need to select each. Save. Some required fields, if you didn't fill, so you will receive this message. So like employee number, I'm selecting any, I don't know the number, so any number you can, like my number for example. Okay, then save. So once you save, the requisition number is generated. So now you can go to the distribution and see the charge account coming by default because it's coming from the item. Still, this is updatable because this is not a stockable item. This is not, it is like an asset item. So the charge account will come automatically. Okay, so this is simply how to create the requisition. Now, next step is to send it for approvals. So click approve button. Just let me note the number, or even I can place it on navigator. Press approve. Click here forward. When you click here, system will force you to go to the KGL IT approval hierarchy. Click OK. So now you submitted the requisition for approval. Go to the requisition summary. Let's check the status of this requisition number. So now it's in process. You can see the action history. It goes to, now it is with Mr. Ali for approvals. Okay, so when you try to open it, you cannot open it. You cannot open the requisition because it is waiting approvals. But however, still you can cancel. You can ask the approver to reject the requisition, or you can cancel the requisition. Okay, so now I will log on with the next approver to check to see the status and the action. Log out. Okay. I'm expecting to find the approval notification here. Purchase requisition number requires approval. So when I click on this I can take approve, I can take reject, I can reassign it, forward to somebody else. I can open the document from here and check the more details. So I will take the approval action. So it will go to the next approver. In the next approver there is delegation, and Mr. Debak is the approver. He delegated Mr. Bella, so I will go with the delegated user. Okay, so you will find today's date. This is the same requisition number. Click. So now you can see same actions we can take. Approve. So now this is the last approver, or based on the amount we will see. Ali now from Khanch. Now it's with Dr. Ali at Rich. So the system send it to Dr. Ali. So just he will approve. Once he approve, when you search, now the requisition, you can see the status is approved because I submitted the background process which doing the approver. So you can see the complete action history here. Okay, so now the purchase order, the requisition is created, so it's ready to proceed with the next step, purchase order creation.